before a few minutes he has gone there with J&K LG Manoj Sinha.
Absolutely. Let me quickly, in fact, get in a word by Colonel Shailendra. Before I do that, we have some more breaking news coming in at this point of time. We have the names of 3 of the terrorists suspected to be involved in this heinous crime. The names are as follows: Terrorist 1, Asif Fauji; Terrorist 2, Suleiman Shah; and Terrorist 3, Abu Talha. So that's a big breaking development that we are tracking on the broadcast. The names of 3 of the terrorists suspected to be involved in the Pahalgam terror attack. Those are the names that we are getting, but this is of course information that's pouring in as per sources. Again, names coming in, names of 3 of the terrorists coming in as per sources: Asif Fauji, Suleiman Shah and Abu Talha. Let's quickly get in a word from Colonel Shailendra on the broadcast, waiting rather patiently with us. So of course, photos of the 4 terrorists have now come out. Some names also pouring in as per sources. What do you make of this action, swift action that's taking place?
We must understand one thing very clearly. When you take out a photograph, it is for wider publication to the people who are able to identify that if they have crossed through, or they are able to recognize whether in past they have crossed through their village, or right now they have seen them somewhere or the other. So this kind of live intelligence makes a lot of sense for the security forces to narrow down as to where from they came and where are they headed. These are the 2 things as far as photographs are concerned. At the same time, it is very important that this kind of information is made available not only to the public but even to the roadblocks and other places, that one or terrorist may try to get away by mingling with the local population. But in this case, this is my own way of looking at it, that since they are Pakistanis, their way of talk, their way of behavior, their way of appearance is not exactly going to be like a Kashmiri. They are little different. The Kashmiris will have a narrower face as compared to the one who was seen in the photograph, has got a very bulky face, etc., etc. More important is that the security forces are working on it in a bigger way. I think that is a clear message. Now, as far as the action taken is concerned, allow me to bring it out again to you. We are not asking for any kind of war with Pakistan. We are only going to assist Pakistan, for which it has been always crying that it is also going through a terrorism. So my take on that is, if they are fed up, I understand international support is very important, but at the same time, I will not wait for it. Let Trump say whatever he wants to. He has to understand, if the terrorism is a terrorism in US, then the terrorism has to be defined as terrorism even in India. If terrorism for world is Hamas and Gaza, then they will have to understand that the terrorism of Pakistan is against India, and India has a right to defend not only itself, but even it is defending Pakistan by eliminating those camps. But help camps are the only one which is emanating terrorism in the world also. So let us not be very conservative on this, कि अगर वो country support करेगा तभी हम कुछ करेंगे. I don't think that is what Modi is all about. Modi is all about that yes, something has been done. It has to be explained back to Pakistan in a language which it understands, and that language is only one. You try mess with us, we will not mess with you. We will eliminate you, and we will only eliminate the terrorism part of you. We are not against the Pakistani population as such. We are not for a war, but we are war against terrorism. Whatever it may cost, wherever we have to reach, we will reach out and we will eliminate it.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Manan Dwivedi is also with us on the broadcast, and let's get a perspective in from him. Of course, we have the visuals of the terrorists who were involved in this attack, this terror attack. What do you make of the response at which all of this information is pouring out?
I personally feel that if we go back with an example, in the Mumbai terror attacks and related to that, the Sargana of the terror attack defined by Tanavur Rana. So the speed which you are talking about, ma'am, here, at that point of time, there was a live telecast for the Indian and the global nationals when the Taj Hotel and the Israeli house was attacked. So people like Tanavur Rana and other functionaries of the ISI and the deep state jihadi apparatus, they were directly utilizing the Indian media outpourings and giving instructions to their terror mongers in Taj Palace Hotel, which was, according to some of the observers at that point of time, inimical to the interests of Indian security agencies. I personally feel slowly as Pahalgam becomes a 1 day old, or the travesty becomes 2 days old, the entire nation is going to come to know about it. The entire nation already knows about it, but there needs to be an awareness about zero tolerance. That is, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi talks about this fact that we have a zero tolerance towards terrorism, especially towards cross-border terrorism, as global terrorism has not been able to infest India due to the deft handling of the Indian security and defense agencies. So the idea is that India needs to be very particular about it. And as I had told earlier, a Balakot or a Uri might not be enough. And as Jaishankar Saab, as I have been mentioning in my papers, in my books also, I'm also working on terrorism. That Jaishankar Saab and the entire MEA apparatus has been very loudly and publicly interacting with the entire country, and they're saying that if something wrong happens to India, if a heinous and horrendous and an abominable act of terror once again surfaces, or even some planning of it comes to the ear of the Indian intelligence agencies, then POK would be entered into by the Indian armed forces. That is, POK would be mutilated against, would be militated against. So I personally feel that no diplomacy can be carried on at this point of time with the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and it is high time that some more than a lesson. I use these words very trenchantly. More than a lesson needs to be taught to the Pakistan. As my earlier speakers told us about it, I'm not talking about a full-fledged war, because war is a very gruesome exercise. But countries and personalities and national leaders have been forced to undertake many unpopular decisions, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi might have to take one such decision where Pakistan has to be told. Or I personally feel that the right solution would be to get complete control of POK, as has been the innervating policy and the paradigm dictum of India's foreign policy and
Okay.
MEA. That is how I would look at it.
Okay, okay.